The proof that you are back on track is not going to arrive as some grand announcement or a single dramatic moment that changes everything overnight. It is going to show up quietly, in the details you almost miss. And Leo, that is exactly what makes this season so powerful and so easy to underestimate. If you have been feeling like you lost your fire somewhere along the way, like the version of you that used to move with confidence and certainty got buried under too many disappointments, too many compromises, too many seasons of just getting through the day, then what I am about to share with you is going to land in a way that nothing else has in a very long time. You are not broken. You are not behind. And you are definitely not finished. What you have been experiencing is not a permanent decline. It is a recalibration, and it has been happening on purpose, even though it felt like everything was falling apart. Right now, as you are watching this, there are signs everywhere around you that momentum is building again. But you have been so focused on what went wrong that you have not noticed what is going right. This reading is going to change that. I am going to walk you through everything that is shifting in your life right now. And I need you to stay until the very last word, because the final sections contain something that could completely reshape how you approach the weeks ahead. Let us get into it. Tip 1. The heaviness you have been carrying is not yours to keep, and this is the season you finally put it down. There is a weight sitting on your chest that has been there for so long you have started to believe it is just part of who you are. Leo, you have been carrying something that does not belong to you, and the exhaustion you feel is not because you are weak. It is because you have been strong for far too long without anyone noticing the cost. You took on responsibilities that were never yours to carry. You held space for people who never held space for you. You showed up with your full heart over and over again for situations that gave you almost nothing in return. And you did it because that is what you do. You give. You protect. You lead. You hold things together. But somewhere along the way, the giving became automatic, and you stopped asking yourself whether you actually wanted to carry what you were carrying, or whether you were just doing it because nobody else would step up and you could not stand to watch things fall apart. That pattern has reached its breaking point, not in a destructive way but in a revelatory way. You are starting to see with painful clarity just how much of your energy has been poured into things that never deserved it. You are starting to notice the difference between the responsibilities that light you up and the obligations that drain you dry. And for the first time in what might be years, you are feeling something that you almost do not recognize. You are feeling permission. Permission to say no. Permission to step back. Permission to let something fall if it cannot stand without you propping it up. This is not selfishness, even though a part of your mind is going to try to convince you that it is. That voice that tells you that putting yourself first makes you a bad person, that letting go of a burden means you are abandoning someone, that choosing your own well-being over someone else's comfort is somehow a betrayal. That voice is not your conscience. It is your conditioning. It is the programming you absorbed from years of being told, either directly or through unspoken expectations, that your value is tied to your usefulness. That as long as you are serving, sacrificing, showing up, performing, you are worthy of love. And the moment you stop, you become disposable. That is a lie, and this season is going to expose it completely. The people who truly love you do not need you to carry the world to earn their affection. The relationships that are real will not crumble because you decided to rest. The responsibilities that are genuinely yours will not feel like they are destroying you from the inside out. The heaviness you have been feeling is a signal. It is your body, your spirit, your entire being telling you that the load is not sustainable and something has to change. And the change is not about doing more or trying harder or finding a better strategy for managing everything on your plate. The change is about removing things from the plate entirely. It is about looking at everything you are carrying and asking yourself with radical honesty, which of these things did I choose and which of these things were placed on me by other people's expectations? The answer to that question is going to free you. Because when you start releasing the weight that was never yours, you will discover that the energy you thought was gone, the fire you thought was extinguished, was just buried under too much that did not belong to you. It is still there, Leo. It has been there the entire time, waiting. And the moment you clear the debris, it is going to roar back to life in a way that shocks everyone around you, especially yourself. Do not be afraid to let things go. Do not be afraid to disappoint the people who only valued you for what you could do for them. The ones who are meant to stay will adjust. And the ones who leave were only there because you were useful, and that is not a relationship worth mourning. This is your season to get lighter. Take it. Tip 2. The confidence you lost is coming back, but it is coming back different. There was a time when confidence was not something you thought about. It was just there like breathing. You walked into rooms and owned them without trying. You spoke your mind and people listened. You had a certainty about yourself that was not arrogance but something deeper. A knowing that you belonged wherever you stood and that your presence mattered. Leo, if you are being honest with yourself, that confidence took a hit somewhere along the way. Maybe it was a failure that shook you. Maybe it was a betrayal that made you question your judgment. Maybe it was a season of rejection that slowly eroded the foundation you had been standing on. Whatever it was, it changed how you carry yourself, and even if nobody else can see the crack, you know it is there. You feel it every time you hold back in a conversation you used to dominate. You feel it every time you second-guess a decision that the old you would have made in a heartbeat. You feel it every time you look in the mirror and the person staring back seems a little less certain, a little less radiant, a little less like the version of you that used to feel unstoppable. But here is what is happening right now, and this is important. The confidence that is returning to you is not the same confidence you lost. It is better. It is deeper. It is more sustainable. The old confidence was built on external validation. It was fueled by praise, by attention, by the reactions of other people. When the crowd cheered, you felt invincible. When the crowd went silent, you felt invisible. That kind of confidence is thrilling, but it is fragile because it depends entirely on something outside of your control. The new confidence that is emerging does not need applause. It does not need a stage. It does not need anyone else to confirm that you are enough. It comes from a place inside you that has been tested by failure, refined by disappointment, and strengthened by every single moment where you had to keep going even though you wanted to quit. This new confidence is not loud. It is not performative. It is steady. It is quiet. And it is unshakable in a way that the old version never was, because it is not based on what you have done or what you have achieved or what other people think of you. It is based on what you have survived. You have been through things that would have broken most people. You have faced losses that you never talk about. You have endured seasons of loneliness, uncertainty, and self-doubt that nobody else saw because you kept the mask on and you kept showing up. And all of that pain, all of that struggle, all of that invisible endurance has been building something inside you that is just now starting to surface. You are going to start feeling it in small ways at first. A moment where someone challenges you and instead of shrinking, you stand your ground without even thinking about it. A decision that you make quickly and cleanly, without the usual weeks of going back and forth. A conversation where you say exactly what you mean without softening it to make the other person more comfortable. These are the early signs that the new confidence is taking root, and it is going to grow rapidly from here. Do not make the mistake of comparing this version of yourself to the old one and feeling like you have lost something. You have not lost anything. You have traded flash for substance. You have traded performance for presence. You have traded the need to be seen for the power of truly knowing yourself. The old confidence was a crown you wore. This new confidence is an anchor you carry, and it will hold you steady through storms that would have toppled you before. Let it build. Let it grow. Let it reshape how you move through the world. Because the version of you that is emerging from this season is not just confident. It is unbreakable. And the world is about to find that out. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. A door you thought was permanently closed is about to crack open again. Pay close attention to what is about to unfold over the coming weeks, because something you had written off is about to surprise you. Leo, there is a situation, an opportunity, a connection, or a path that you walked away from, or that was taken from you and you mourned it. You processed it. You told yourself it was over and you tried to move on. Maybe you even succeeded on the surface. You stopped talking about it. You stopped visibly grieving it. You rearranged your life around the absence and you kept going. But deep down, in the place where you keep the things you do not say out loud, there has always been a quiet ache for that thing. A what if that never fully dissolved. A door you mentally closed but never quite locked. That door is about to crack open again. Not because you forced it. Not because you begged or manifested or wished hard enough. But because the timing has finally aligned in a way that it could not before. Some things in life are not about readiness or effort. They are about season. And the season that shut that door was not punishing you. It was protecting you. You were not ready for what was behind it. You did not have the tools, the maturity, the emotional foundation, or the clarity to handle it in a way that would have been healthy. If you had gotten what you wanted back then, it might have actually harmed you, because you would have tried to hold it with the same patterns that were already causing damage in other areas of your life. But now those patterns have changed. You have changed. And because of that internal shift, the external circumstances are beginning to rearrange. This does not mean the opportunity is going to look exactly the same as it did before. It might come in a different form through a different channel with a different face attached to it. But the essence of what you wanted, the core of what that closed door represented, is going to present itself again. Your job is to recognize it when it appears, even if it is wearing a disguise. Do not get so attached to the specific form of what you lost that you miss the return of what it meant. The universe is creative in how it delivers things. Sometimes a door does not reopen. Instead, a window appears in a wall you did not even know had one. Sometimes the relationship does not come back, but someone new arrives who carries the same energy at a much higher frequency. Sometimes the job does not return, but a different opportunity emerges that fulfills the exact same need in a way that is 10 times better than what you originally had. Stay alert, stay open, and most importantly, stay worthy of what is coming by continuing to do the inner work you have been doing. The worst thing you could do right now is slip back into old habits because you sense that something good is approaching. Do not let anticipation make you sloppy. Do not let hope make you desperate. Walk toward this reopening with the calm, grounded energy of someone who knows that good things come to those who have done the work, and you have done the work. You have earned this, not through perfection but through persistence. And that is the kind of currency the universe always honors. Tip 4. Someone in your life is about to reveal their true intentions, and it will change everything. There is a mask that is about to slip, and when it does, you are going to see someone in your life with absolute clarity for the first time. Leo, you are naturally generous with your trust. When you let someone into your inner circle, you give them the benefit of the doubt at almost every turn. You interpret their behavior through the most charitable lens possible. You make excuses for inconsistencies. You explain away red flags. You tell yourself that people are doing their best, and while that is often true, sometimes it is not. Sometimes people are doing exactly what serves them while pretending it serves you too. And you have been extending your trust to someone who has not fully earned it. This is not about paranoia. This is not about becoming cynical or building walls around your heart. This is about the natural consequence of the growth you have been going through. As your self-worth increases, your tolerance for dishonesty decreases. As your boundaries strengthen, the people who relied on your lack of boundaries start to get uncomfortable. And when people get uncomfortable, they get sloppy. The mask starts to slip. The story stops making sense. The behavior that you used to rationalize suddenly becomes impossible to ignore, because you are no longer willing to do the mental gymnastics required to make it fit the narrative you wanted to believe. What is going to be revealed might sting. It might be someone you trusted deeply showing you that their loyalty was conditional. It might be someone who presented themselves as an ally showing you that they were actually operating from jealousy or competition the entire time. It might be someone you considered family demonstrating that their support only extended as far as your usefulness to them. Whatever it is, the revelation is going to hurt, but it is going to hurt like surgery, not like a wound. Surgery hurts because it is removing something that was causing damage. And once it is out, the healing can finally begin. Your role when this moment arrives is not to react with the fire that Leo is famous for. Your role is to observe, to let the truth settle without immediately trying to fix it, confront it, or burn the bridge. Take a breath. Let yourself feel the full weight of what has been revealed, and then make your decision from a place of clarity, not rage. Because rage fades, but clarity builds something lasting. The decisions you make after this revelation are going to reshape your inner circle in significant ways. Some people will be promoted to a closer position in your life because they will prove their loyalty during this period without even knowing they were being tested. And others will be quietly released, not with drama, but with a calm recognition that they were never operating at the level of integrity you require. This pruning process is not a loss. It is a refinement. And what remains after the refining is going to be the strongest, most trustworthy foundation you have ever had to build upon. Tip 5. Your relationship with money is being restructured at the root level. Something is shifting in the way you relate to finances, and this shift goes far deeper than your bank balance. Leo, you have always had a complicated dance with money. On one hand, you are generous to a fault. You give freely, you treat the people you love, you spend on experiences and quality because you believe life should be lived fully. On the other hand, there is an undercurrent of anxiety around money that you rarely let anyone see. Fear of not having enough. A worry that abundance is temporary. A nagging voice that tells you the good times never last, so you better enjoy them while they are here because scarcity is always just around the corner. That anxiety is not based on your current reality. It is based on old programming. Somewhere in your history, there was a moment, maybe a childhood experience, maybe a period of financial instability, maybe watching someone you love struggle with money, that imprinted a belief deep in your subconscious. The belief says that abundance is unreliable, that money comes and goes, that no matter how much you earn, it will eventually run out. And that belief has been subtly sabotaging your financial growth for years in ways you probably have not connected to it. It shows up in the way you hesitate to invest in yourself. It shows up in the way you undercharge for your skills or your time. It shows up in the way you accept financial arrangements that do not reflect your actual value because somewhere deep down you are grateful to be getting anything at all. It shows up in the way you spend impulsively during good times, almost as if you are trying to get rid of the money before it disappears on its own, so at least the loss feels like a choice. All of these patterns trace back to that same root belief, and this season is pulling it up by the roots. You are entering a period where new financial opportunities are going to present themselves, but they are going to require you to show up with a different energy than you have been bringing to money. They are going to require you to believe, genuinely and without reservation, that you deserve sustained abundance. Not just a windfall, not just a lucky break, but consistent, growing, reliable financial prosperity that matches the level of effort and talent you pour into everything you do. That belief shift is not going to happen overnight, but it is already underway. You are going to start noticing moments where your old scarcity programming kicks in, and instead of following it automatically, you pause. You catch yourself. You choose a different response. Maybe instead of accepting the first offer on the table, you negotiate. Maybe instead of giving away your work for free, you name your price and hold firm. Maybe instead of making a fear-based purchase that you do not actually need, you redirect that money towards something that builds long-term security. Each of these small choices is rewiring your relationship with money at the deepest level. And the cumulative effect over the coming months is going to be significant, not just in your bank account, but in your overall sense of safety and freedom. Because when you truly believe you are worthy of abundance, the universe responds to that frequency. Doors open, offers arrive, synchronicities multiply, and the financial foundation you build from this new place of self-worth will be stronger and more sustainable than anything you have built before. Tip 6. The loneliness you have been feeling is preparing you for a connection that will change your life. There have been nights recently where the silence felt louder than anything else, and Leo, I know that is not something you are used to talking about. You are the one who lights up the room. You are the one who brings the energy. You are the one who makes other people feel seen and valued and alive. But who does that for you? When was the last time someone showed up for you the way you show up for everyone else? When was the last time you felt truly deeply understood, not just appreciated for what you do, but seen for who you actually are underneath the performance? The loneliness you have been experiencing is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is not because you are too much or not enough or impossible to love. It is because you have outgrown the level of connection that is currently available to you, and the universe is creating a gap so that something deeper can fill it. Think of it this way. You cannot pour new wine into a cup that is already full. The emptying had to happen first. The pulling back, the solitude, the feeling of being surrounded by people who care about you but do not quite get you. All of that has been making room. And what is coming to fill that room is significant. There is a connection forming, and it might already be in the earliest stages of showing itself. This could be a romantic connection, but it does not have to be. It could be a friendship that reaches a depth you have never experienced. It could be a mentor or a collaborator who sees your potential with a clarity that takes your breath away. It could be a community of people who share your values and your vision in a way that makes you feel like you have finally found your people. Whatever form it takes, this connection is going to challenge everything you thought you knew about intimacy and vulnerability. Because until now, your version of closeness has been curated. You let people see the version of you that you have decided is acceptable. You share the stories that make you look good. You reveal the struggles that have already been resolved because those are safe. But the real stuff, the ongoing fears, the current insecurities, the messy, unfinished, uncertain parts of your experience, those have stayed locked away because showing them felt too risky. The connection that is coming will not accept the curated version. It will want the real one. And that is going to terrify you at first because letting someone see the full picture means giving them the power to reject the parts you have been hiding. But here is what you need to understand. That vulnerability is not weakness. For a Leo, it is actually the ultimate act of courage. Anyone can be brave on a stage with the lights on, but being brave in the dark with no audience, showing someone the parts of yourself you are not proud of and trusting them not to look away, that is a different kind of strength entirely. And it is the kind of strength that the universe is asking you to develop right now, because the connections that are waiting for you on the other side of this loneliness require it. They require your honesty. They require your openness. They require you to stop performing and start showing up as the beautifully imperfect human being that you are. Prepare yourself by practicing vulnerability in small ways now, so that when the big connection arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Tip 7. Your creative power is about to reach a level that surprises even you. Something is building inside you that has nothing to do with logic, with planning, with strategy, or with anything your rational mind can fully comprehend. Leo, you were born with a creative fire that most people spend their entire lives trying to manufacture. It is in your blood. It is in the way you see the world, not as a collection of facts and figures, but as a canvas waiting to be painted with bold, unapologetic strokes of color and light. But that fire has been dimmed recently. Not extinguished, never extinguished, but dimmed. Turned down to a low flicker by circumstance, by doubt, by the steady pressure of a world that rewards conformity and punishes originality. This season is turning the flame back up, and it is turning it up high. You are about to enter a period of creative output that feels almost channeled, as if the ideas are not coming from your mind but through it, from somewhere deeper and larger than you can explain. Inspiration is going to hit you at odd moments. In the middle of the night, during a conversation about something completely unrelated, while you are doing something mundane and routine. And these are not just passing thoughts. These are seeds of something substantial, something that has the potential to become a body of work, a project, a contribution that outlasts this period and takes on a life of its own. But you have to be ready to catch them. You have to be willing to act on impulse without waiting for permission, without waiting for the perfect conditions, without waiting until you feel qualified or prepared or sure that it will be good enough. The creative energy that is flowing through you right now does not care about your insecurities. It does not care about your past failures. It does not care about the voice in your head that says, "Who are you to create something meaningful?" It only cares about expression. It only wants to move through you and into the world, and your only job is to get out of the way and let it. This is where Leo gets tripped up more than any other sign. You want your creative work to be excellent from the very first draft. You want it to be impressive, polished, worthy of the standard you hold for yourself. And because that standard is impossibly high, you often never start. Or you start and stop. Or you create something brilliant and then hide it because it does not meet the imaginary threshold you have set in your mind. That perfectionism is the enemy of your genius. Not because excellence is bad, but because excellence is the result of repetition, not the prerequisite for it. The masterpiece comes after the messy drafts, not instead of them. This season is asking you to create without judgment, to produce without editing, to express without filtering. Let the raw material come out in whatever form it takes, and trust that you can shape it later. The worst thing you can do right now is sit on this energy and wait for it to become perfect before you let it out. Because creative energy that is not expressed does not just disappear. It turns inward. It becomes frustration, restlessness, irritability, a vague sense that something is wrong, but you cannot put your finger on what. You have been feeling that, have you not? That low-grade agitation that seems to have no source. It has a source. The source is unexpressed creation. Let it out. Pick up the pen, the brush, the instrument, the camera, the microphone, whatever your medium is, and start. Not tomorrow. Not when you are ready. Now. The world needs what you are carrying, and you have kept it locked inside long enough. Tip 8. The way you handle conflict is evolving, and it is about to earn you a new level of respect. There was a time when conflict brought out either the roar or the retreat in you, and Leo, both of those responses served a purpose in their season. The roar protected you when you needed to stand your ground. The retreat protected you when the battle was not worth the energy. But you are entering a phase where neither extreme is going to serve you anymore. What is emerging instead is something far more powerful than either of those options. It is composure. Not the cold, detached kind that shuts people out. The warm, grounded kind that holds space for tension without being consumed by it. You have been in situations recently where your old patterns of conflict were tested. Someone pushed a button that would have sent you into a fury a year ago. And instead of exploding, you paused. You felt the heat rise, but you did not let it take over. Or someone withdrew from you in a way that would have sent you into a spiral of people-pleasing, trying desperately to fix whatever went wrong, and instead of chasing, you held your position. These moments might have felt unremarkable at the time, but they are evidence of a profound shift in your emotional architecture. You are learning that real power in conflict does not come from volume. It does not come from winning the argument. It does not come from having the sharpest comeback or the most dramatic exit. Real power comes from the ability to remain steady when everything around you is chaotic, to speak your truth without screaming it, to hold a boundary without building a wall, to disagree without destroying. This is a skill that most people never develop because it requires something that very few are willing to cultivate: emotional sovereignty, the ability to feel intensely without being controlled by what you feel. Leo, your emotions are powerful. They always have been. You feel things at a volume that most people cannot even imagine, and that intensity is one of your greatest gifts. But when that intensity is unregulated, it becomes a weapon that hurts you more than it hurts anyone else. How many times have you said something in anger that you could not take back? How many times have you burned a bridge because the fire inside you was too hot to contain? How many relationships have been damaged, not because the underlying issue was irreparable, but because the way the conflict was handled left wounds that could not heal? This season is giving you the opportunity to break that cycle permanently. You are developing the ability to sit with discomfort, to tolerate the tension of unresolved conflict without needing to force a resolution immediately. You are learning that some disagreements do not need to be won. They need to be understood. You are discovering that listening, truly listening, not waiting for your turn to speak, but actually absorbing what the other person is saying, is the most disarming thing you can do in a heated moment. And you are finding that when you respond to conflict with calm clarity instead of reactive intensity, people do not just hear you more clearly, they respect you more deeply. This shift is going to change your relationships in ways you cannot fully anticipate yet. The people around you are going to notice the difference. They are going to feel safer around you, not because you have become passive, but because you have become predictable in the best way. They will know that they can bring a difficult conversation to you without it turning into a war zone. They will know that disagreement does not mean disconnection, and that sense of safety is going to attract the kind of deep, honest, lasting connections that your heart has been longing for. Conflict is not the enemy. Unregulated conflict is, and you are becoming someone who knows the difference. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Tip 9. A health or energy pattern that has been holding you back is ready to be broken. Your body has been trying to tell you something for longer than you want to admit, and Leo, the message is not subtle anymore. There is a pattern in the way you treat your physical self that has been quietly undermining everything else you are trying to build. Maybe it is the way you push through exhaustion because resting feels like quitting. Maybe it is the way you fuel yourself with whatever is convenient instead of what actually nourishes you. Maybe it is the way you ignore pain, fatigue, and warning signals because acknowledging them would mean slowing down, and slowing down feels like losing ground. You have been running your body like a machine with no maintenance schedule. You have expected it to perform at peak levels while giving it minimal attention, minimal care, and minimal respect. And for a while it cooperated. Leo energy is naturally vital, naturally strong, naturally resilient. Your body has carried you through things that would have dropped someone else a long time ago. But even the strongest machine breaks down when it is not properly maintained, and the signs of wear are starting to show in ways you cannot ignore anymore. This is not about dramatic illness. This is about the accumulation of small neglects that have compounded over time. The sleep you sacrificed because you thought the project was more important. The meals you skipped because feeding other people's needs felt more urgent than feeding yourself. the exercise you postponed because your schedule was too packed, the stress you absorbed without any outlet because asking for help felt like admitting weakness. All of those small choices added up, and your body is now presenting you with the bill. But here is the encouraging part. Your body is also presenting you with an opportunity, because the same resilience that allowed you to push through is now available to support your recovery. And Leo recovers fast when the decision to heal is made with genuine commitment. You do not need a complete lifestyle overhaul overnight. You need a shift in priority. You need to move your physical well-being from the bottom of your list to somewhere near the top, and then protect that position with the same fierceness you used to protect the people you love. Start with the basics. Sleep is not optional, it is foundational. Everything else in your life, your mood, your creativity, your patience, your clarity, your relationships, is affected by how well and how much you sleep. Make it sacred. Guard it. Stop treating it like the thing you do with whatever time is left over after everything else gets handled. Then look at how you are feeding yourself. Not with guilt, not with rigid rules, but with the simple question of whether what you are putting into your body is supporting the life you are trying to build or slowly tearing it down. Movement matters too. Not punishment-style exercise designed to fix something you think is wrong with your body, but joyful movement that reminds you what it feels like to be alive in your skin. The energy shift that comes from addressing these fundamentals is going to surprise you with its speed and its magnitude. Within weeks of making these changes, you are going to feel a clarity and a vitality that you thought was gone for good. Ideas will flow more easily. Decisions will feel less heavy. Your emotional resilience will increase. Your presence will become more magnetic, because when you take care of the vessel, everything the vessel carries improves. Your body has been waiting for you to remember that. This is the season you finally do. Tip 10. The version of you that is about to emerge will not be recognized by everyone, and that is exactly the point. There is a moment coming, and it might be closer than you think, when you are going to catch a glimpse of who you are becoming, and it is going to take your breath away. Not because of any external achievement or visible transformation, but because the person looking back at you from the other side of this season is going to carry themselves with a quiet authority that the old you never quite possessed. Leo, you are not just changing. You are becoming someone new, and that newness is going to make some people uncomfortable because the version of you they were used to was easier to predict, easier to manage, easier to fit into the role they assigned to you. The old version of you was magnificent in many ways. Warm, generous, loyal, brave, radiant. But it was also performative in ways you are only now beginning to recognize. You played roles. You wore masks. You adjusted your personality to fit the room, the relationship, the expectation. You were the entertainer when someone needed cheering up. You were the rock when someone needed stability. You were the leader when someone needed direction. And all of those roles were real parts of you, but they were also incomplete pictures, fragments of yourself that you offered up while keeping the full portrait hidden because showing the full picture felt too risky. What is changing now is that you are losing your tolerance for fragmentation. You are tired of being one version of yourself at work, another version with family, another version with friends, another version when you are alone. The energy it takes to maintain all of those separate identities is exhausting, and you are finally ready to consolidate. To show up as one person fully integrated in every room you walk into. And that person is not the loudest version of you or the most polished version. It is the most honest version. The version that does not need to perform to feel valuable. The version that can sit in silence and still feel powerful. The version that does not shrink to make others comfortable and does not inflate to make itself feel safe. Not everyone is going to welcome this version. Some people fell in love with the performance, and they are going to feel cheated when the curtain comes down. They are going to say you have changed, and they will not mean it kindly. They are going to project their discomfort onto you as if your growth is somehow an attack on them. But that is their process, not yours. Your process is integration. Your process is truth. Your process is becoming the person you were always meant to be before the world told you that who you are was not enough, and you started building an act to compensate. The people who are meant for the next chapter of your life will recognize the real you immediately. Not because you announced yourself, but because authenticity is magnetic in a way that performance can never replicate. You will attract the right friendships, the right partnerships, the right opportunities, not by being louder or more impressive, but by being more yourself. And that shift from earning love through performance to receiving love through presence is the deepest kind of liberation a Leo can experience. You spent years building a throne. Now you are learning that you were the throne all along, and you never needed anything external to sit on. That realization is not just the proof that you are back on track. It is the proof that you have leveled up beyond anything the old track could have offered you. And so we arrive at the end of this journey together. And Leo, I want you to sit with everything that has been said here today, not just intellectually, but in your body, in your heart, in the part of you that knows things before your mind catches up. Every section of this reading has been pointing to one inescapable truth. You are in the middle of the most significant transformation of your life, and the evidence of that transformation is everywhere if you are willing to see it. It is in the heaviness that is finally lifting from your shoulders. It is in the new kind of confidence that does not need a crowd to feel real. It is in the doors that are reopening, the masks that are slipping, the financial patterns that are shifting at the root. It is in the loneliness that is clearing space for connections deeper than anything you have known. It is in the creative fire that is burning hotter than it has in years. It is in the way you handle conflict now, with composure instead of chaos. It is in the attention you are finally giving your body, and in the version of yourself that is emerging, unfiltered, unperformative, and more powerful than you have ever been. This is not a small season. This is the kind of shift that divides your life into before and after. And you are standing right at the line. Everything that happened before this moment was preparation. Every failure taught you resilience. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every lonely night taught you self-reliance. Every moment of doubt taught you that you are stronger than the stories your mind tells you in the dark. None of it was wasted. All of it was building the foundation for right now. The weeks ahead are going to move quickly. Opportunities are going to appear that match the new frequency you are operating on. People are going to show up who see you clearly and value you correctly. Old chapters are going to close with a quiet finality, and new ones are going to open with an energy that feels like a homecoming. Through all of it, remember this: you do not need to be perfect to be powerful. You do not need permission to be great. And you do not need to prove anything to anyone, because the proof is already showing up in how you think, how you feel, and how you move through this world today. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the timing. And above all, trust that the fire inside you is never gone. It was just gathering strength for this exact moment. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.